Republican Senator Roger Marshall joins us now with the latest. So, Senator, 2 failed attempts to open the government so far. No votes today because of Yom Kippur. Do you think there's any chance the government opens this week, or are we going to be still talking about this next week at a minimum?
Well, wake up America, day number 2, Schumer shutdown. Day number 2, Schumer shutdown. Or maybe we should call this the AOC shutdown, it sounds like. I don't know if you saw Nancy Pelosi bristle when they asked her about the AOC's involvement in this. But really, this is a political shutdown. Chuck Schumer is bowing to his far left, that vocal, screaming, yelling far left of his party. There's no way this gets fixed until next week. I think that Chuck Schumer's got to figure out when will his political base, so to speak, his far left that's running that party, when are they going to say enough of this and realize that he's being blamed for this because this is squarely on his back. Clearly, the Democrats voted against opening the government, so that it's on their back.
And, Senator, we're hearing that a number of senators reportedly huddled on the floor yesterday trying to find a compromise here. Those talks reportedly centered around a 1-month extension of government funding and a 1-year extension of Obamacare tax subsidies. If that kind of deal came together, would it be something that you could support?
Well, look, I think we need to keep these issues separate. A funding deal is totally separate than the policy issue here. On this Obama-era, Biden-era funding issue right now, we need to realize that this is wrought with fraud. This has grown to a $150 billion a year boondoggle, basically aid for big corporate insurance companies. And we think that there's probably $30 to $50 billion a year of fraud in that. That's not going to be fixed in a day or two. So we got to fix the fraud, number one. At the end of the day, I think that we will continue the Obama-era funding for this, the subsidies, but the COVID-era subsidies, I think those are what we need to be talking about.
Yeah, Senator, you had to have a little bit of a little hop in your step this morning when you get up and you read the Washington Post has an editorial that's basically questioning the Democrat strategy, saying they fell into a trap. You have the New York Times running polls that show 2/3 of the American people, including about half of Democrats, oppose Democrats shutting down the government. So does this give the Republicans in the Senate a little more backbone to say, no, we're winning this argument, so let's just keep holding the line?
You know, absolutely, and just remind people that the Appropriations Committee under Susan Collins' leadership has appropriated 90% of the funding for the federal government through committee right now. And what we want to do is do this through that particular order where the Appropriations Committee passes budgets in the light of day. They come to the floor, we vote on them, we make amendments. But Chuck Schumer wants to negotiate the funding in a dark corner. He wants to do business as usual where he gets together with the Speaker of the House, the President of the United States, and he cuts a deal that suits him and his bridges to nowhere. But we want to go back to regular order. The House has done their job. They've got it through their 12 committees. They need to finish it across the floor. So we're this close, as they say. We're just inches away from getting all of that funding across the finish line.
And, Senator, you're also a doctor who has been big in the Make America Healthy Again movement as well. Big announcement coming this week with TrumpRx. So while also striking a deal with Pfizer to slash those drug prices, they're planning on cutting those prices by an average of 50%. This is big. Could you elaborate on this and how this helps Americans?
Yeah, well, certainly 70% of Americans have a chronic disease. A large number of those are on a prescription drug. When I talk to folks back home, one of their biggest concerns is the cost of prescription drugs. And of course, it's because there's so much out of their pocket. For decades now, PBMs, pharmacy benefit managers, have dominated the scene. They're taking 50% or more out of every dollar. They're running community pharmacists out of business. So what this is going to do, TrumpRx is going to drive down prescription drug prices. You know, we're so blessed with miracle drugs out there. We have the greatest innovators in the world, but this is going to make them more affordable. It's going to force European countries to start paying their fair share as well. It's kind of down in the weeds, but I think that ultimately this is going to bring the cost of prescription drugs down. But at the same time, let's not forget, America is very sick. That 70% of us have a chronic disease, and we need to go back and take a look at our lifestyles, at our diet, at the water we're drinking, those types of things as well.
And actually, one of the big things that's going to save Medicare and Medicaid millions of dollars, not cutting, but by paying less. All right, Senator Roger Marshall, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.